Coven Sports this Sunday from 10 to midnight, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Brought to you by Park Lane Jewelry.
Oh, rubber ducky, you're the one.
You are listening to the show that is all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. That's right. Back on Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Joined here in studio with Steve Coven and Mike Ripp from NAPCO. And the music sort of is a clue to what you guys do. But Steve, welcome to Get Down to Business. Tell us a little bit about NAPCO.
Hi, NAPCO. First, thanks for having us on the show. NAPCO is a company. We're located in Skokie, Illinois. And what we do is we sell all the chemical, the coatings, the equipment, and the supplies to people who refinish hard surfaces for a living. They repair and they refinish things in the kitchen and in the bath.
Hence the rubber ducky in the bathtub?
Right. So they refinish bathtubs, ceramic tile, countertops, cabinets, all sorts of things, saving a lot of money over the cost of replacement.
Fantastic. Well, Steve, thanks for joining us on the show. NAPCO is a growing company, as you mentioned, in Skokie, which is exciting. One of the reasons why so excited to have you guys here in the studio is the job training program that you have. And for that, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Ripp from, again, NAPCO. Tell us, what is the job training program that you're offering at what seems to be a bathtub refinishing company? What sort of jobs can there possibly be?
Well, mainly, mainly we end up training people who want to open their own businesses. But we do have people who send us employees who want to add this to their, maybe to their painting contracting or their plumbing business. And we can train employees. But mainly it's people who are interested in opening up their own small business and growing it.
And you are actually a success story that this is possible. When did you do your first bathtub?
Well, believe it or not, in 1977.
How is that even possible?
I ask myself that sometimes. It's a long time ago. I had bought a house. I just got married, and it was a fixer-upper. And I got to the bathtub, and I realized I was going to have to sledgehammer the thing out and bust out the walls and the plumbing. Somebody mentioned they could be refinished. Now, I had never heard of it. Actually, there's people today that haven't heard of it. But back then, hardly anyone was doing it. But it intrigued me. So I took a chance, and I hired a small company, and I was very impressed. And I turned and told my wife, I'm going to do this. And she laughed for about 5 minutes. And then I said, well, I'm going to do it. And in those days, there was no internet, no cell phones, no training. It was a difficult thing. But slowly but surely, I started playing with it. And eventually, over time, got good at it. And it was probably the best decision I ever made.
And you actually built a business out of this. You've made money, and now obviously you're back and you're helping others do the exact same thing, which is fascinating. One of the things that I try to do with all of our guests, I try to visit a lot of the businesses. And just a few weeks ago, I visited NAPCO, a fascinating operation. And I guess I was under the assumption that most of the people that you're training are in the Chicagoland area. And I found out that's not the case. You're training people and you're helping people around the country make a lot of money.
That's the goal, and that's what we do. We have trained quite a few people from Illinois, but all 50 states, quite a few Canadians, and we've quite a few international people have actually come. Everybody has bathtubs, showers, sinks, kitchen countertops, and you save about 80% over the cost of replacement by refinishing.
And I know this can vary from person to person, but what is the possible earning potential for somebody that gets into the bathtub refinishing business and decides to make a living out of this?
Well, if you're a hard worker and have a good work ethic, when I started, I would do 2 bathtubs a day. Take me approximately 3 hours of working time, about $25 in total cost for materials, and I was charging $400 a tub. So I would make $800 a day in a very small business working for myself, and I was busy 6 days a week.
That's fantastic. And you have, NAPCO now has actually a training center. You actually have a little area that people come in and they can learn about the products. Tell us about the training process. How long does it take?
Well, we have twice a month, we have a training class that lasts 2 days. It is hands-on. In the class, we're going to take you through equipment, product knowledge, safety. We'll talk about business planning, pricing jobs. We go through all that, answer all the questions, and then we roll up our sleeves and we get to work. They'll actually refinish countertops to look like granite, which is very popular in the kitchens today. And then we get into the bathtubs. We'll fix chips and we'll prep them, we'll prime them. We'll show them how to put anti-slip bottoms on them and then how to apply a professional refinish. So we do that in 2 days. All of our training is hands-on, and all of our training is guaranteed. If you can't do it when you leave, you don't pay. No one has never not paid.
And after the trainees leave the program and they get home to, let's say it's Alabama, and they get home to Alabama and they start getting into business and they forgot something from the class. Hopefully they don't, but they forget something or they have a question. Are you and your team available to support their efforts after they graduate and after they finish?
Absolutely. That's a big part of it. They're in business for themselves, but not by themselves. As long as they choose to be a customer, and that's up to them, they're not signing any deals. We will work hard with them and give them our 30-plus years experience from everything to, I don't know how to answer this question, to why won't my spray gun spray, or if somebody wants 300 tubs done, I don't know how to price it. We make them look good, and it's kind of fun for me. That's what I do now. Not only do I train them, but I coach them and mentor them.
Oh, that's exciting. You can feel very proud of yourself that so many people are now working and making a living because of the training process that NAPCO has put them through, which is exciting. So in a little while, we're going to have Chaya Appel, who's from the Jewish Women Entrepreneur. She's running a great organization, fascinating organization. You'll hear more about them soon. But that leads me to the question, is this training program good for men and for women?
Yeah, it is a business because of its blue-collar type of hands-on type of thing that will attract more men. But I would say I've been doing this since 77, but I've been professionally training since 98. I'd say I average 3 to 5 women a year that will come to me for training. And women end up doing well because they made up their mind they're going to do it, and they're very meticulous. And you need that in this business.
That is something you need, and that's something that's very enticing to many people that want to be their own boss, that don't want to have to clock in at a certain time. As you said, if you're ambitious, you could probably make a lot of money. For somebody that might be a little more lazy, might not have as much drive and motivation, you get what you put into it.
That's correct. You can only lead the horse to water. But if they want to drink, we'll help them. And it's a great business for the right person. I've seen many people actually have their lives changed by getting into this business.
And the $1 million question, how many people have actually gone through the program?
I would say all total, I've probably trained a little over 1,000 at this point.
That's amazing. 1,000 people. That's fantastic. And you said from all 50 states?
Including Alaska and Hawaii, yes.
Well, you know what, Mike? On days like today, I think you should take your program on the road and do your class in Hawaii. How about that?
I've been thinking about that. It's a great idea.
I'm sure it is. That's great. So, NAPCO, tell us a little bit more. You actually supply the supplies for the bathtub refinishing?
Yes, we do supply, like I said, all the chemicals, all the coatings, all the equipment, everything someone would need to refinish. Everything.
That's fantastic. So after somebody goes through the program and they actually need to restock their supplies, as you said, costs at about $25 a bathtub. That's not a lot of money, but they can pick up the phone and obviously get the support, and they can reach out to you and you can tell them what they need.
Absolutely.
That's great. And so how many people are at your Skokie operation?
Well, we have about 20 people on staff full-time, and we're always buzzing and humming, and like you said, we're growing quickly, so we're looking to add a few more people this year.
That's great. Cool. So, Steve and Mike, how can people reach you to learn more about NAPCO, learn more, most importantly, about the training program, and join the ranks of over 1,000 people that have gone through the program and are actually they're being their own boss, actually making money, because that's what the show is all about, small business, jobs and entrepreneurship, and this is a great opportunity for people to make a living. Trades isn't a bad thing.
Sure. Well, like we said, the company is known as NAPCO Ltd., which is short for North American Polymer Company. We're located in Skokie, Illinois. Our phone number is 800-888-1081. Again, that's 800-888-1081. Or you can drop us an email, which is info@napcoltd.com. And NAPCO, just to be clear, is spelled N like Nancy, A like Apple, P like Paul, C like Charlie, O like Oscar, L like Lima, T like Tango, D like Delta.com.
Fantastic. Once again, NAPCOLTD.com. Check out the website. They've got a lot of information about both their products as well as the training program that you guys most graciously shared with us. I have a feeling we'll have you back on the air real soon to talk about, hopefully you'll get up to that number of 2,000 people trained and really contributing greatly to the Chicagoland area, but really around the country, training people, helping them make a living. After the break, we're going to be talking with Elliot Richardson, the CEO of the Small Business Advocacy Council, who's going to share with us a little bit about what to expect in the new governor's administration. He just announced some of his appointments, who's going to be leading agencies including the Illinois Department of Employment Security. I have a feeling it's going to be an interesting 4 years, and there's nobody better to talk to us about it than Elliot Richardson, who's got his finger on the pulse of small business and entrepreneurship in the state of Illinois. After the break, we're going to be talking with Elliot Richardson, and don't touch that dial because at the end of the show, I'm going to be sharing some tips on how you can improve your small business negotiation techniques. That's right, you're listening to Get Down to Business, the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship.
Somebody famously